right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 1504. Let's get live here on Instagram. Let's get physical. How many of you just got taken back? All right, here we go. Hey, here it is. The why paradox. Actually, the how paradox for MLM. Everybody talks about, let's find your why. Let's find your why. And then what happens is it triggers every person to go into a state of how. How do I get that? Why do I want this? Why do you want this? Why do you want your business? Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to do this? And then the person gets stuck into how, because few, not going to say nobody, I will say a few, I will say very few will ever teach you how to get into state. So we wind up with the why, how paradox. Does that make sense? So now what's going to happen is that you're going to go have a conversation with somebody. You're going to ask them, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? And then because you've explained to them all of the hows, how do we create income? We go sell a product. Well, I don't want to do that. How do we create income? Well, we go learn about the products. Well, I really don't want to learn about the products. How do we go create income? How do we get to the top levels of the comp plan? Well, we go teach other people how to do the business. We get other people who want to sign up. We get other people who want to take care of their family, take care of their entrepreneurial spirit. And they're stuck in how. So we have the why, how paradox. See, when you grasp this, when this sinks in, if it does sink in, maybe I'm not doing a good enough job of explaining it. I know that this is the big challenge that happens as we ask everybody their why. Brene Brown, an incredible author and industry icon in the awareness business. Brene Brown says that no one has your permission to hear your why until you give it to them. It goes back to that phrase, people who do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. So if the conversation is all about knowing, liking, and trusting, so we ask somebody their why. Hey, listen, I'm curious. Would you like to create more income, have more better, have more better, have more better, have more better? Would you like to have more better? Is better something you would like to have more of? Tell me your why. Tell me why you'd like to have more better. And then we get them stuck into the how. Well, how do I do that? Well, you need to talk to people. Can you give me 3 to 5 hours a week? How many of you have heard that? Drop 3 to 5 in the chat. Can you give me 3 to 5 hours? If you really want to be successful, give me 10 hours a week. Tell me where you can go create 10 hours a week. I don't know. Listen, I know some of the top income earners. I know a lot of the top income earners. As a matter of fact, the ANMP, the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, is going to have their event here 2023, June 1st through the 4th in Dallas, Texas. So if you'd like to learn from the top, probably 70 top income earners who will be speaking at the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, the ANMP, they will help you through the process of becoming more aware, and you'll hear their stories. It's a TED Talk type program, 20 minutes of conversation from each of these incredible speakers. So the challenge is that I don't know any of them who make significant income work 10 hours a week. See, we have these how strategies that we put into people's minds that don't always work. And then when they can't, here's the challenge, listen carefully. When the how strategy doesn't work, what's the question they ask? When the how strategy you give them doesn't work, when the how strategy they go online to find out and it doesn't work, what's the question they ask? Why am I a failure? See, it's the why, how paradox for MLM. Oh, and by the way, MLM stands for what? Me loving more? Sure it does. That's exactly what it stands for. Mentors, leading mentors. Yeah, it stands for that too. How about making lasting money? It stands for that as well. So the question now becomes the why, how paradox. What are you going to go ask people now? How could you upgrade when you ask people the why of their story, the why of their mission, the why of their reason, how could you upgrade the question so that you don't wind up putting them smack dab in the middle of the paradox called why and how and why and how? See, the one thing that's missing in there is state. State is what's missing. When you understand, if you went to the why state story, boy, you'd have some amazing conversations. If you actually did state story, the how would show up. See, too many people have a challenge with leading people because they keep leading them in the same circle that they're in. We say we want more, we don't have more. We say we want better, we don't have better. We say we're going to do it, and we don't do it. So when people put this idea that we're this leader, they give us the badge, the title. It says, hello, my name's leader. Hello, my name's leader. We're not really leading. We're just going in circles faster than they are. So it looks like we're leading. Is there a goal that you want that you haven't achieved yet? Of course there is. I hope there is. I hope you have your definite major purpose from Napoleon Hill. I hope you have your DMP lined out, tuned in, fired up, turned on, ready to go. Did you Jim Rohn yourself last night? And by that, I mean start your day while it's finished on paper. Don't start your day till it's finished on paper. Did you write out your intentions last night? Did you write out your intentions this morning? Well, I didn't write them out. I thought them. Let me tell you how thought goes for you. 80,000, 70,000, 60,000, pick a number, 60,000 thoughts a day. And you think that when you have one simple thought, you're going to be able to change everything. You're going to remember it. How many of you have gone to the grocery store with a shopping list? Drop GS in the chat. If you've gone to the grocery store with a shopping list, drop GS in the chat. And on the shopping list, you've left and you've forgotten something on the shopping list. I'm sorry, say it again. Yeah, let me say it again. I'm going to say it again. You go to the grocery store with a list, with some paper in hand, You go to the grocery store. I got my list. I'm ready. I've got it on my phone. I've digitized it. I've told Alexa, add this to the shopping list, add that to the shopping list. And you have the shopping list and you go through it. And I'll be damned if you don't get home and you go, I can't believe I forgot it was on the shopping list. It's the why, how paradox. Why did you forget it? Let me give you a little insight of why there's a good chance you forgot it, because that's your story. You forget things. How many of you ever gotten home and had an excuse? You had the story of why you forgot something already queued up, already planned, already in place, already ready to go, already to just, you got to go and on, baby. Whenever you have something that doesn't work, you've got the excuse already lined up, queued up, ready to go. You're better than any overnight DJ who can link this song to that song and has them bleed into each other. And it sounds like one continuous thing, although you know it's two records they're spinning. You've got this record spinning in that beautiful brain of yours that says, here's why I'm a failure. Well, forgetting something from the grocery store isn't a failure. Yeah, it kind of is. You've just pawned it off into your subconscious that it's not a failure. It's just your story. How many of you know what I'm talking about? How many of you can hear and feel and see what I'm speaking of when I tell you that you've got this story tuned in, fired up, ready to play? You've got the disc spinning, baby. Some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? The discs spinning. We used to have records. Remember that? So here's the why, how paradox. You ask, why do I do that? Why do I always do that, right? How many of you drop a W in the chat? Do you get mad at yourself? You ask, why do I always do that? You ask yourself, drop a W in the chat. Why do I always do that? And then you come up with a how that explains why you do that. And it takes you completely out of state. And state is the only thing that'll change everything. State is the only thing that'll change everything. Let me see if I can say that a different way. State is the only thing that will change everything. And that's your state. That's the place you put yourself. That's the place you have a conversation. That's the place you decide that you're going to energize yourself. You're going to elevate. You're going to motivate. You're going to move from a different frequency. Let me ask you this. Could you sit a little bit more confidently right now? Could you sit up? Could you stretch that spine a little bit? Well, Sean, I'm listening to you on a conference call. It's not me that you're listening to. It's you that you're absorbing the information with. Can you absorb the information better this way or like this? Could you actually get a little bit more energy in your body simply listening? Do you realize that's your story? That's your why, how paradox. Why am I slouched? Well, the how of my slouch right now is justified by my why, because I'm not on camera. Isn't that what you're saying? I'm not on camera. I'm sitting down. How many of you are multitasking? Drop an MT in the chat. If I can get you away from the other thing that you're doing to come back to the keyboard to drop an MT in the chat. You are the reason for your success. You are also the reason for your lack of success. Not another trainer, not another book, not another story, not another talk show, not another Netflix. You're the one that's responsible. It's your ability to respond to your own success. Here's why. Here's the thing. Pay close attention. The DIY method, the do-it-yourself method of business building, of success building, of story creation fails 100% of the time, fails for about 98% of the population. Sean, those are pretty big numbers. Those are pretty big statistics. How the hell could you make this prediction that do-it-yourself fails for 98% of the population? Because if I were to talk to 98 out of the next 100 people, how many of them do you think would say, I really am struggling for more money? How many of you circle in a world? How many of you are in a certain circle right now that you could go find 100% of the people that you speak to are struggling for more income? Not that they would like it, not that it would be a nicety. They are struggling. They are short. They got more month than money. How do we change this? It's really important to start with one powerful tool. One powerful tool. And it's called gratitude. It's called gratitude. You can say, I'm grateful. See, gratitude is about everything. Some of you are grateful for the good things that happen in your life. Some of you are refusing to be grateful for the things that make the good things better. Does that make sense? Some of you are not being grateful for the things that make the good things the great things. It's tough to be grateful for the things that make us realize how important life is. It's tough for us to realize how much gratitude we should truly have, we can truly have for things that bring a tear to our eyes. We ask, why do these things happen to me? And we come up with the how. It's the paradox. We kind of know why they happen. We don't know how they continually happen to us. It's called the law of attraction. Oh, snap. It's truly called the law of attraction. What you think about and think about, you bring about. And since you're not thinking about everything that happens in your life, you keep bringing them until the universe goes, when are you going to thank me for this? I brought to you exactly what you wanted because your words, self-talk, AKA self-talk. How many of you, if you talk to your best friend the way you talk to yourself, how long would they be your best friend? I don't know how to write nanosecond, but that's probably about how long they'd be my friend. So what do we do with this? We have to become more dangerously conscious. You have to awaken this level of consciousness that you have been asleep to. It's not just you, it's pretty much everyone is asleep to their higher level of consciousness. It's why I started a community called Dangerous Consciousness. It's why that there's a podcast coming out very soon called Gratitude Consciousness, with somebody who's very dear to me is going to be my co-host, or I'll be her co-host, Daniela Jukic. This why, how paradox keeps us so stuck, so absolutely broken, that we don't think we're fixable. How many of you, until you got into network marketing, didn't think you were fixable? And then sometimes there's sponsors, there's people who enroll you that prove you were broken because they have no formula for repairing you. It's time for you to take yourself back. It's time to take ownership of your highest and best self. You do that simply by learning how powerful you truly are. And when you do that, and you become aware, and you realize the strength that's inside of you. See, the challenge is so many people are saying, you got to be strong, you got to be strong, you got to be strong. You are so strong, you could lift a small planet. The challenge is that few people have learned how to give you back your power. And see, when you have your power, your energy begins to flow through you. Strength doesn't require energy. Strength requires muscle, and it requires friction, and it requires resistance. Power doesn't require resistance. And when you start to step into your power, all of that strength that you have instantly wields great success in your planet called your energy, called your life. See, there's no economy out there. There's only your economy. There's no world out there. There's only your world. It's time for you to have the power in your own world. Write down 20 things you love about yourself. If your subconscious or even your mouth just went, 20 things I love about me, I wish. That wasn't the you that was listening that just said that. It's important to understand and investigate where did that resistance come from? That is your why how paradox. Write down why you should have the reasons why you should be successful. What are the reasons that you should be successful? I've sacrificed, it's my time. I've done the study, I've done the work. I'm a good person. I'll do good with the information that I have. I'll share my income. I'll be good to charities. I write down some of the reasons why. Then when you look at those reasons, what'll happen is your brain will go, how am I going to do that? How many of you have ever set a goal that you wanted to create, I don't know, $10,000 a month income, $50,000 a month income? None of those are big numbers. See, if those are a big number to you, it's because you're stuck in the how, because you haven't done it before. See, the universe doesn't care if you ask for a cup of coffee or $1 million. It doesn't matter. Do you think $1 million is big to the universal source if you are a faithful individual and God is somebody you use as a word in your vocabulary, as I do? Do you think $1 million is really big to the Almighty? I don't think so. Oh, so you're mixing religion and church. Well, they do. Why not us? Do you think $1 million is really big to the creator of all things? See, the only reason that you struggle with it is because you believe it's big to you. It's the why, how paradox. How do I get that? And then the law of attraction says, if you don't know how to get that, we can bring you confusion on a daily basis. It's what I help unravel and unwind and realign inside of Dangerous Consciousness through RCPs. If you haven't heard of those are life-changing random calls of programming designed specifically and customized for you. Community conversations, understanding your archetypes, all of these things that are inside of Dangerous Consciousness that allow you to have more of what you want. If you want to learn more, if you want to go take it for a spin, come join us for a month. Go to finallyconscious.com and get signed up. If it doesn't reward you 10 times what you've invested the first week, ask for your money back. I can figure out where to get money for a tank of gas someplace else. I don't need your funds. I'll accept them because it's tremendous value. But go to finallyconscious.com. And then go ahead and go to SeanGMurphy.com so you can get on my email list so that when we launch Gratitude Consciousness, the podcast, you're going to want to be part of that. So I love you tons. I appreciate you. I'm your head brain training, why, how, paradoxical mindset misfit. I'll see y'all where? I'll see you at the next event. Till then, Instagram, you have a great day. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. And YouTube, I love you tons. Appreciate you so very, 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 very much. And I will see you all where? I'll see you at the June 22nd to 24th event live here at Rocky Creek Ranch, where this training that we're going to be going through is called Bolt for Freedom. Are you ready to have more of what you want and a lot less of what you don't? Reach out to me. Learn more about that. I'll see you where?